Maria, before we start, I'm going to speak Norwegian or English.
We are going to speak English.
Welcome to this session.
Woohoo!
Yesterday, I was planning for a 2-hour session with one of the group coaching groups I had. And I was going like 3 days and I was planning everything in English. And then I realized like, wow, this is a Norwegian group. And today, I think I have planned in my head in Norwegian. I always do this mistake. Welcome, by the way. I'm just talking bullshit.
So before we start, we have started. So that I shouldn't say that, but just please say hi in the comments so we see that you are here and that you can hear and see us. And also we are using StreamYard, which actually means that if you should have a link above the video where you can click to allow StreamYard to see who you are, because then we cannot only see what you write, but we can also see who you are, and that's kind of fun.
And this is an interactive session. I know that we have a plan. We have 5 points we have promised you, and we will deliver these 5 points, what people do wrong or what kind of mistakes them do when they create an online course or program or coaching business.
That said, when we have Petter Erik on the call, we never follow the plan. He's always talking about a lot of things.
She's following a plan. I am just, if you ask a question that is outside the plan, I will 100% sure free ride. So just ask us question. Hello, Jakob, hello.
Rosmarie is with us and some other person saying hi. We don't know who you are because it doesn't say. Mark is here. I appreciate that, Mark. You are one of the most loyal followers we have.
Jakob also is it's a follower.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about the 5 mistakes that people do when building knowledge businesses online. And as Petter Erik was saying, we are here and we are live and you can ask us questions. And we really also love if somebody have their own experiences to share or an idea or a question or anything you have. Please do just type it in the chat box and we'll see it. So Jannike is here, another Facebook user is saying good morning. That's great. So that means that you can hear us, I assume.
So there is like, Maria knows where exactly it is, but there is you can see there is a click here on StreamYard on the top of the link or something. If you click on that, we can see your name.
Yep.
So if you don't have any problem with that, StreamYard allow us to see your name and also others. Because if you don't do that, it just say, Facebook user, good morning, Facebook user. You're one of a billion or something. And there is like 2-3 Facebook users there. So if you click on that, and also
22 people are on, and
yeah.
Only 6 people have said hi. So what about the other 14? Please do say
now.
hi.
Yeah.
Do say hi so we know that you're here. It's also cool if you tell us where you are. We are in beautiful Vietnam and 1 minute from the beach. We can't see the beach from here because we have curtains to make sure that the lighting in our office is or our studio is quite consistent. We keep the curtains locked, not locked but closed. Yes. You want to dive into the 5 things or should we talk about something else first?
You can start with the first one.
Yes. So I can start with the first one. And in the 5 things that are the biggest mistakes that people do when selling knowledge online, the first one is lack of decision. And the reason why this is the first one is maybe because it is the most important one. I was in a course some years ago, and I wrote about this in an email that some of you got probably this morning. I was in a course some years ago, and we talked about the speed of implementation and making decisions and getting like actually starting to do things. We have to brief a bit with this studio that Petter Erik created.
It's just Maria that not want to have me in this grid.
Yeah, that's true. I want to be focused. So I were at an event and we talked about power of decision. So the speaker was talking about this exercise where you point your finger towards the front and then you turn around as far as you can go. And you do that with your head and everything. And then you
can do
see
it now.
Then you see how far around you can come. And then he said, so many of you probably heard about the power of visualization. So we had to then close our eyes and visualize ourselves, turn around and get much further behind not doing it, but just visualizing it. And then we open our eyes again and we did it. So we did it again. And now because we already saw that it was possible, everyone came much further around. And then he said, and this is something that I've been taking with me because it's really, really powerful. The next thing you can do to get even further around is to make a powerful decision. So we were 300 people in that event and everyone was like deciding to go even further around. And of course it was a stupid kind of decision to make, but the speaker told us to use as much like feelings and emotion and power as we could. So everyone was stamping their feet and like, now I'm going even further behind. And for me, the trick here is to really, really feel it. Like I feel it so that I get goosebumps and like I feel like my blood is pumping. And then I made the decision that I would go even further around. And guess what happened? Everyone got even further around. So this was a very small and kind of stupid example, but the example underlines something really, really, really important. The power of that decision. And I see it again and again with people that don't succeed with building a business. It's because that decision wasn't there or that decision was too weak. And what happens if that decision is too weak? First occasion of challenge, like, it isn't this important. I can just find something else to do.
Hey, Anna. Hello, Anna. And there is a all the Facebook users in the world are saying like, we are awesome. Because if you don't allow StreamYard to give the name, we cannot see who we are. But thank you anyway. You say that we are awesome. I love that.
So you work with our clients all the time, Petter Erik. So how do you see this play out if people haven't made a decision?
Now, I can tell a little bit story about myself because I have been an entrepreneur. I think this typical entrepreneur, when I start to be entrepreneur, I want to do everything. Like, entrepreneur is like cool. So because I can change, I can do so many times. So I started when I was like 22, 23 years old. I started 3 companies on the same time because I thought it was boring to have focus on one thing. And of course, when you are 23 years old, and I'm also still working a lot, but you have a crazy energy. I had that. So there was no problem to work like 12, 13, 14 hours, and everything was fun. It was fun to go from one company to another, work and split the days in 3, and also work on different things in different hours, and just, but the problem when I look back is like nothing really succeeded. I made money. It was okay, but it was not like, wow, this was a great entrepreneurial journey. I started already when I was 26 years old to think about focus on less thing. Less is more. Less is more. And I had this journey going on in my head and learning, and maybe some mind game that's just going on, that you think you are more focused, that you think you're going the right direction. But to be honest, it's just like the 4 or 5 last year. It took me like 12 years to find out that I need to have focus. So when I meet entrepreneurs that want to go online and also succeed, someone I talk with and someone will join our courses or are doing it like, it's been good to have extra income online so it can support me in COVID time, or it's something like I can have some extra money. I know that this entrepreneur will almost never succeed because there is not a plan A. And I believe that if you want to build an online business, and if that's something you want, if it's something you're passionate, if it's some deeper level on why you want to have an online business, it could be different. Someone say like, I want to be more home with the kids, or someone are crazy like us, I want to move to another continent, I want to live more in the sun, I want to have more flexible time, I don't want to go to offices and deliver my content and travel so much anymore. You have all this thing that's coming on. But if you don't let it go, if you don't stop of doing what you already are making money on because you want to go to the next level, you will never go it. I have some clients that had told me for like 2 years, like, I want to do like you and Maria. I want to travel more. I want to drive my motorcycle bike more. I want to have this freedom. I want to do this. But then the regular business that I've done for 10 years. It's not that the business is going not good, but it's like it's coming up and up and up again. And I think you need to be brave to say no to what you have if you're going to go to the next thing. So this is also a kind of decision. I want to do this. And then I remember when in 2017, when we was going to, or when we started our online business, someone asked me in August, September, if I want to do a entrepreneurial speaking tour in Norway. And I love to speak. I love to meet people. I love to travel. Everything was like, yes, 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 yes. It was good paid also. It was like 2,000-3,000 euro per speaking arrangement. And it was like over 2.5 months. And everything was good. And I was thinking, good money. I can travel. I can meet new people. Maybe it could be more business out of it. But then I sat down and think about, what do I really want in life? What do I really, really want? I wanted to move to a warmer continent, have more freedom, have a business where it's a location-free business. And if I used that 2 months, even if it was good money, even if it was something I like, in the long term, I will just postpone my real dream, my real thing. And I think there is so many who are just postponing things because there is something that are more secure, even if you can like it. So it's really hard to take a decision, but you need to take that decision and stay in that decision. And also, when you start online business, maybe it doesn't go like you want. And for us also, it didn't went well in the start. We lost money. We didn't have the possibility we didn't make money the 2-3 first month. But on the other side, when I started like entrepreneur, I heard this saying like it takes 3 years to start to make money. Now it's like if you start online business and you focus for 3 to 6 months, you can easily live from it. You can also make good money. You can really get up. And this is not a quick fix and like things. I promise you, if you are not starting online business yet, or you are starting and you don't not get the result, it will take some time, but it will go so much faster than trying something else.
And all of our bullets today are connected. So now we will talk about the next one, which is not willing to do the job. And of course, that has to do with making that decision in the first place. And it has to do with whatever Petter Erik is saying about that people they kind of hanging around and not making a decision to do it and not going for their dreams. When you really make that decision, and the reason why I say that is because when we get to number 2, not willing to do the job, there is a job involved to get to wherever you want to go. Like if you want to go somewhere you haven't been before, it will be uncomfortable. You will have to do things you haven't done before. You will have to do things that you don't know how to do because it's the first time you do them. And that's where the willingness and the commitment comes in. If you're not willing to do the job, of course, it doesn't work. And when I say willing to do the job, it also what Petter Erik is saying about actually trying again if it doesn't work. Because most of us and most of our clients and most of the people that are superstars, whatever, online businesses around the world, or even in Norway or Sweden or Denmark or whatever, Europe, all of us have failed, and all of us have had to do things again and fix them and adjust them and try to figure out why it wasn't working and then do it again. And if you haven't done that decision in the first place and you don't have a big enough why or a big enough kind of motivation to do it, you won't be willing to do the job either. And this has also to do with having that backup plan, because some people have, like, they're kind of trying to make an online business, but they have a backup plan. There's something else that they can do if this plan isn't working out. And of course, there isn't anything wrong with like having a business and transitioning to an online business. But if you haven't decided that you are going to make this happen, you are much less likely to make it happen, because there will be these challenges. And when we say not willing to do the job, it is a job involved. Like, sometimes when marketing gurus talk about building an online business, like it sounds so easy. You just take your Mac to the beach and then you do something, woo, and then you earn money on it. No, it isn't like that. There is a process. There is a lot of steps. There are certain things that you need to figure out and learn and do to make things happen. And this is really important that's really important why you have to have that decision as well. And Maha is saying a very great thing here that I want to show. If you are not committed, you do what's convenient. And when you are committed, you do what's necessary. And that's totally true. And this is about the persistence and the commitment and the willingness to do the job. So thank you for sharing that, Maha.
And we are going to have an event soon in a couple of weeks. I think it will be an amazing event. If I was an online entrepreneur and I didn't buy a ticket, I will feel like I feel terrible for years. So if you're not a bought ticket to our event, you should do it. But one of the speakers we have there is Todd Brown, and he is also our mentor. And I asked him for some weeks ago, what is so he's teaching online marketing to people like us, and also a lot who have 8-figure business. So an 8-figure business means like you have over 10 million euro or US dollar in revenue per year. And I asked him, so what is the difference? Because we are a little bit over 7-figure now. And I have a dream to get up to 8 figures. So I want to ask him, what is the difference from someone who have like a 6 to 7-figure business? Like, let's say you have a 500, 600, 700 euro up to 1 million euro, and then you will have 10 million euro. Ask him, what is the difference in mindset? What is the difference in thought? What is the difference in how they act? And he said, like, the willingness to try something that are uncomfortable. Entrepreneur, this is like entrepreneurial journey. Entrepreneur that are willing to do something that is out of the comfort zone, something they maybe have rejected to do before, something that has said like, this is not for me, this is not the way I want to do business. The entrepreneur that are willing to try out new things, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's feel totally wrong in their stomach, just try it out and just do it. That's the entrepreneur that go to the next level. And I think also being an online entrepreneur in this environment we are today is also about speed. I think for us in AweSM, it's all about speed. When we are looking for getting new people in the team, one of my thing is like, this person doesn't have the speed. Because it's need to have speed. It's need to really have speed to get to the next level. And that's also for something for you. You need to have the speed to change and to go do the next thing and be willing to try out new things that is out from your comfort zone.
And I want to say one thing, because we have actually been willing to do a job recently, because we have been selling tickets to the AweSM event and we have been wanting to get 1,000 people to the event. But what we saw was that the ticket sales was too slow. So we actually decided to change the strategy.
And we have done that today.
We have done that today. And that's actually good news for you, no matter if you already bought a ticket or if you didn't buy a ticket. Because what is going to happen is that there will be free tickets. So if you haven't got a ticket, you can go to this address. I'll just show it here for now. And we're going back to our bullets very soon. But you can get a free ticket at awesomevent.com/new. And this is for a 3-day event with amazing speakers. Please go and check the lineup. And live Q&A with Petter Erik and me, and a lot of cool stuff and a lot of networking with other entrepreneurs. But what we also decided to do was, for those of you already bought tickets, we made your tickets better. So you won't regret that you bought them. You are actually going to get more than you paid for. No matter if you bought the VIP tickets or the standard ticket, you're going to get more than we said when you bought them. So just be very happy about it. And if you haven't registered, go to awesome.event.com/new and register. And also I want to say, what was I going to say? Yes, for the people that buys VIP tickets, we are actually giving away free t-shirts.
Oh, that t-shirt is so cool. I have been looking for cool t-shirts all over Asia the last year, and I just love cool t-shirts.
So it says the person who says it cannot be done should not interrupt the person who's doing it. And it has an AweSM event logo at the shoulder.
And there is some learning in it, what Maria talk about now, because I will tell you that we have a mentor doing, we have bought a mentoring package to do this event. We have worked with it since, I think since October, we have worked with this event. And we had a goal to reach 1,000 tickets, and we have a goal to sell it. The reason we changed the strategy is like some our mentor in the US say like, I just want to say, if I was you, I will turn over to free tickets now because you don't get the ticket sales you want. And you know how hard that was in my stomach. It was like we have been working with great content, great speaker. We have used so many hours on it. And this is like really a losing project. We're doing it. But we also want people to show up. We want to reach 1,000. I think we are on 250 now. So we want to reach 1,000. So this is exactly what I talked about, what Todd Brown said. Doing something that is uncomfortable, but try it out and see if it works. So that is what we have done with this thing. So yeah, so that was a proof of learning concept, that what we're talking about.
So somebody asked for the link. So it is awesomevent.com/new, and it should also show up under the video in the comments. If you where you watch this video, it should be a comment that has the link, and if it hasn't, you have to type awesomevent.com/new, and yes, so it's going to be amazing. Get a free ticket. Should we go back to our points, Petter Erik? Yeah. Any questions or comments or about that? We will talk a bit more about the event and the different ticket options after. But let's go to mistake number 3 that people do.
You're so fast today.
Am I too fast?
Yeah.
Ask the people if they're too fast. Ask them if I'm too fast.
You just talked 20 minutes and now you're on point 2.
Yes, I can write the link. I think I did so already, but there are some places where I can't.
So let's have some interaction here before we move on. What are you taking away from what we're talking about? What are you learning? Or do you get any tough love? Are you hearing things that you didn't want to hear? Or are you learning something? Or are you just like, oh, this is exactly what I'm doing? And also, we are going to speak for 1.5 hour. I challenged Maria, maybe you should go for 3 hours. I need to leave after 1.5 hour. So I also want to, if you think what we're talking about, we will give a lot of value in this session. But if you give value, if you can share this Facebook Live also with others, so we can get more people into this small community today.
Yes, so we can go back to bullet number 1 and 2 because I really wanted to hear from you. So the first question for you is, did you make that decision? And sometimes I tell this story to clients about that event where we did this like screaming and people were like, going to go much further back, and when people are challenged, and I was like, so what's your decision and why are you doing this and how committed are you? And I tell people to go out in the woods and scream. Like, I am going to build that business no matter what. And sometimes that is what it takes. Sometimes you need to have that commitment, and you need to have that strong commitment, not only a commitment. And I do think that when we grow our businesses, the more we are committed, like the more we can build our business, the bigger challenges we get to, and the more we have to be committed to that decision that we made to do this. Because we will get new challenges all the time. Like sometimes when I started the business, maybe I thought like, yeah, I'm going to do this and then it's going to get easier. But it is, in a way, it's getting easier because now I have a team. I can delegate things that I don't like to. Like we have other people doing the things that Petter Erik and I aren't so good at. And I can do more of the things that are fun. And that's great. But also I am challenged more because I am growing a business. We are growing a business. So it's also about coming back to that commitment and actually remembering why you're doing what you're doing. And this is why I want that. This is also why I really love to do these type of events, is because just having other people around me that also made a decision, also do those things, is so cool. I made a decision and I did scream it. That's great. I'm curious who is writing this. If you wrote this, and you can click the StreamYard link so we can see who is here.
Yeah, do that. If you write in the chat, if you can click the StreamYard link and you give streamer access to your name, then it's much more fun to see who is there.
And Jakob is saying, courage to ignore plan B and focus on what I want. And I have a funny story about this that isn't about marketing at all. but Petter Erik and I have had some last minute running on airports. And I remember once where we were going to, we had 2 events 2 days in a row, and we were in an airport and we had to get a plane. Like if we couldn't get that plane, we would not get to the next event. And it was planned and people had signed up and everything. And I remember we were late with the plane. And Petter Erik was starting to create plan B. And I was like, there is no plan B. We are going to get that plane. And we went down to the airport and we ran like crazy and we got that plane. Sometimes I think it's useful to have this mindset, to not always have a plan B. Of course, a lot of people will tell you it's good to have a plan B, but sometimes I just want you, I want me, I want us as entrepreneurs to just go all in for the things that we do. And if you do these other things, or if you don't do these other things that we are talking about today, that's how it's going to make you succeed. Like when you are willing to do the job and when you do have that commitment. Is there a question here? So Maha is saying, I think there's an income stream I need to cut off. I don't really enjoy it so much. It's okay, but not my passion. It takes up some more time. And I love it, Maha. And that's also some of the brave decisions that we have to make. And this is about sometimes, I remember I was in a board for volunteer youth organizations in Norway several years ago. And there was this guy in a board discussion, and he was saying, this isn't about prioritizing something down. It is prioritizing more things up. And I was like, I have a math head, and I understand that like our prioritization, our time, our focus is 100%. Like we can never get above 100%. So if you give something more resources and more focus, it takes away from the other things. And it is true, as you say, Maha, and I do think sometimes we have to make those choices to choose a way, like to let something go, to make space for the other things that we want to create.
And the next point is knowing your numbers, and I can talk for that for 1 hour. Can I do
yes.
that? So, everyone who's selling coaching, consulting, or if it's an online course, if you are good in art, or if you're good in golf, or if there is something you have passion for, I believe that there is 3 parts we need to be there to really succeed in online business. Number 1 is like you have knowledge, you're an expert in a field. And I guess that's one of the easy part. We all are experts in field. Even if you don't think you're an expert, you are an expert. There is something that you're so much better than others out there doing. And I also want to say that because someone say like, yeah, but I don't feel I'm an expert. I can tell you one thing. I'm not the best marketer in Norway or Europe or whatever. But you know what I'm doing? I'm doing it. That's a really good point. I'm just doing it. There is, I guess that someone are pissed when they see what we are talking about because they're sitting home alone, don't doing anything, and thinking like, oh, this Petter Erik, he thinks he's so great, he's doing so great, but I know more than him. Yeah, so just sit there and start to cry and don't do anything because you need to do something to get something out of it. But anyway, you need to have an expert, and I need to be honest, I feel I'm an expert in marketing and sales also. I know I can teach things. The second thing is like you need to have a way of selling and marketing your product. And that's something we are teaching you if you don't know it. Or you can buy a ticket to the event. Or you can give a free ticket to the event. It's even better. Then you will know more about it. And the third thing is knowing your number. When I meet entrepreneurs, number 1 and number 2, like being an expert and also having a process for sales and marketing, there is many of you have that, but there is so many who don't have the number. And what is happening when you don't know your number is like some people think they are doing great in something, but the thing is like I talked with my COO today and we was concluding on the last quarter and we both wrote in the same sentence on Slack, numbers never lie. And this is so important. Numbers never lie. So she sent me some reports from last quarter. I'm like, oh my God, I see something I didn't see her before. And I was like, and there is something I believed that was truth, like how we worked and who is performing good in our team and who is not performing good. And I just like, number never lie. What I believed was working well or not well was not what I what's the truth, because numbers never lie. And also, we know, I guess, like everyone take decision based on feeling sometimes, but I think especially entrepreneurs and visionaries who have a big vision and also see in the front of you, we are so easy to take decision on feeling. But again, if we take decision on feeling, maybe you are wasting your time on something that you cannot change the focus in, and you get more money and also more freedom. So for us last year, we started our membership in 2017. And when we started that membership, it was like the first thing, it was a membership was our first way of selling something that we can sell when we was on holiday. And the membership went really well in the start. But after the last year, we find out that we had when we looked at the number, we had 4 people working with that membership, and the numbers of members just dropped every month. So and we didn't have time to promote it because our passion and our main business had gone from the membership to someone else. But still, for Maria and me, it was like, kill a darling. It was like, this was the first thing. The reason we are here is because of the membership. The membership gave us so many opportunities, like moving to Vietnam, because it was a steady income. We got money every month. And we took that decision based on number that we was going to get rid of the membership. So we did that last year, but it was a hard decision, and based on feelings, it was hard again. But because we was checking the numbers, we was looking at how many hours are we working, how much income do we get per month, how much money do we generate in income per hour that all of us are working, and that was so much lower than other thing. So knowing your number is so important. I have a group coaching program, and in that group coaching program, I'm following entrepreneurs for 1 year, and every 3rd month we have this quarterly workshop. I'm going to do that later today. It's a 2 days workshop I have with them every 3 months, and that is also based on number. I know how hard it is for an entrepreneur to really dig into numbers and looking at numbers, but it will make your life so much better. It will, when you start to take decision based on number and not only feelings.
Yeah, and I want to say this because we see that sometimes people think that some of their marketing efforts aren't working, but when we actually look at the numbers, the results aren't as bad as they thought, or the results can even be good. And I remember also the first time we did a webinar funnel, and we were part of Frank Kern's mastermind at that time. And we weren't really happy with our results because I think we tripled the money. We invested a certain amount of money on ads, and we tripled the money in sales. And we thought like triple was bad, so we weren't happy. And then Frank Kern helped us to see that tripling the money on a webinar is actually great. So we were like, oh, wow, that we didn't know. So when you know your numbers, you can actually evaluate. And of course, it's really important to then have somebody help you evaluate that knows what is a good number and what is a not bad number, because sometimes it isn't intuitive. Sometimes, like if you lose money on your ads, that's great because you can actually earn that money later if you know your numbers, but you need to know. And also, after in the membership that we used to have, we helped a lot of people to look at their funnels. And one of the things I always said was like, what's your numbers? So tell me how much money did you spend on ads? How many registrants did you get for your webinar? How many people actually showed up? How many sales did you get? How much did you earn? Like, and before you know that, everything is really like, it's really hard to evaluate, and it's really hard to steer anywhere. If you want to steer towards something better, something bigger, something whatever, in any way better than what you have now, you need to know the numbers so you can evaluate and figure out what is working and what is not working. And often there is a small piece of the puzzle, and if you change that, if you can find the weakest link, if you change or improve that weakest link, it can actually change your the whole results, and just working on that small piece. But of course, if you're working on only one small piece, you need to know that you're working on the right piece. And that's why you need to know your numbers. So for everyone that's on question to you, and please do comment with your answer. Do you know your numbers? Are you good at knowing your numbers?
I want to also say another thing, that it was a research that I was reading for like, I think it's 4 or 5 years ago. It was in a American, I think it's what an American entrepreneur magazine. And they have done a research on, they took 100 entrepreneurs that knew their number, but the business was losing money. And then they took 100 entrepreneurs that didn't lose money. They was making hell of money every month. They was successful entrepreneurs. And they was checking their stress level. And they figured out that the 100 entrepreneur that didn't know their number, but was making money, had a successful business, was more stressed, slept less in the night than the 100 entrepreneurs that was losing money and knew their numbers. So it's like important. And I think Maria can also talk about this because she knows me. I get so frustrated when I don't know my numbers. I get like, I just want to give up. I don't, because numbers give you a way of direction. It gives you a way of where you should go the next quarter, the next month. What worked for you, what didn't work for you. Stop doing that didn't work for you. Do more of what worked for you. But you can't do that based on, and I know for myself, there's so many times I like, yeah, I know my number. And then I go and check it, and it was not like I thought. Like I said today, I got some realization with numbers today. Numbers never lie.
Cool. And Jakob is saying, I know my numbers. I'm happy for my background in IT. That's great. Fear of operating online. Valentina, is that a question? Or did we ask something that was the answer to, Petter Erik?
I don't know.
For those of you who are new on the session, I just want to tell you again that we are actually giving away free tickets to the AweSM event because it's going to be awesome. And there is 3 days of live sessions with international speakers, Q&As with us, a lot of interactive networking with other people that are also selling their knowledge online, and there are recording options. So if you upgrade your ticket, you can get recording options, but just get started with registering your free ticket. And this is the link. So it's awesomevent.com/new. I just need to check that I'm giving you the right link. And those of you who registered already, comment that you have got your ticket already. And as I already mentioned earlier, for all of you who bought tickets already, we are actually making those tickets better. So you won't regret that you bought the ticket, no matter if.
And you can still buy a better ticket.
You can still buy a better ticket. And for the people that buys VIP, the first people that buys VIP also get an amazingly cool T-shirt. And we only have like a limited number. They were actually sent from Vietnam to Norway today.
Yeah, so they will be in Norway in 1 week. So if you, whatever place you are in Europe, we'll send it to you. When you buy a VIP ticket, you will get this amazing cool T-shirt. Even all in our team think the T-shirt is so cool.
And also, if you know someone that should be on the event, you can write their name, tag them in this session, or you can send a link to them or anything. But we appreciate if you help us to spread the word, because we have put together an event that we really know is going to be amazingly cool. Am I allowed to go to step number 4 now, or
I don't know.
Mistake number 4?
You're so fast today.
Any questions so far from all of you that are here? So if you don't know your numbers, what is stopping you, or what do you need help with to find those numbers?
And whatever question you have about online marketing, we are answering everything.
And really, it is about like knowing. So in marketing, you have different efforts, and knowing like just conversion rates, how much you spend, how much you earn, what kind of product is giving you the most return on investment, what kind of product. Sometimes it isn't only about what you have the biggest return on investment on. Sometimes if you do have if you have a product that there is almost no work with, and you can scale that more and reduce your amount of time used on other things that you earn more money on, maybe that's a way for you to have more freedom in your business. So this is really about, and Petter Erik, I know Petter Erik talked with his group coaching clients yesterday about the 80-20 rule. Sometimes, or quite often, it's 20% of the effort that creates 80% of the results, and the opposite. And just knowing where that 20% is, so that you can do more of what is working and less of what is not working. And sometimes you have to kill your darlings, like we had to do with our membership. So Andreas is saying, I just joined in. Can I join next time? When is that? So Andreas, we are doing a live session talking about 5 mistakes that people do when selling their knowledge online. And we have come to mistake number 4. And you can continue listening and you can watch the recording after. And we definitely suggest that you get a ticket to the AweSM event, because that will be 3 days of even more and better information. So do that. And thank you for commenting, Andreas.
Need to know
where I put my time. And yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one, Barbara, for many of us. Just really being aware of how we spend our time.
I did that exercise we in a leadership meeting last week, because I tried to pull out from sales, but now I'm going back to sales. And to get back to sales in our company and work more with sales, I love sales. That's one of the things. And the other thing with people says they don't like sales. Sales is the most, it's the best thing you can do in the world. You're just talking with people. You're just having fun and talking with people. You're not pushing any product. Talking with people is the most fun thing. Okay, I'm a little bit extrovert. I will never get enough of people. If you are introvert, but I saw a statistic that selling high ticket offer like coaching and consulting things online or doing it in a sales call, it's easier to do it if you are introvert than extrovert. Because when I'm teaching sales, in doing sales calls, it's all about to don't talk too much. You know, the extrovert people, they want to talk so much. But if you're extrovert, doing an interview with someone who want to join your program, if you're introvert, it's so much easier than extrovert. I see so many salespeople that I'm trying to train on this, and they're so extrovert, and they can't. They need to comment on everything. They need to discuss with the person they're talking with. They need to talk. It's like they get crazy if they cannot talk. And when you're doing this sales call and finding the right client for you, like being a consultant in the calls, you need to be more silent, asking questions, listening. That was not a part of the mistakes, or
no.
That was bonus.
I can also say for people that have the ticket to the event, Petter Erik is doing a mini workshop on how to pitch yourself. I think next week or after Easter, because some people asked for it. So that's also included. If you do the upgrade, you will get this mini workshop about how to pitch yourself, which is really about how to present what you do and your offer in a great way. So people are like, wow, that's cool. awesomevent.com/new. awesomevent.com/new. I try to, so this link should work. And if it isn't working, I can't send you anything because I don't have the contact information for all of you. So try to get that link to work. I also posted it in the comments, and maybe some other people that are on the event can post a link in the comments if it isn't working. So it is awesome, like awesm.event.com/new. So let's go to the 4th mistake that people do, and that is to listening to the people that have no idea what you do. And
I want to start with a story.
Okay, just start.
Yeah, because I had one guy who have been following us for 6-7 months, and I know I can help him. It's so frustrating when you get people coming to you and you know you can help them. I know I can help him to sell online courses for like 100, 2, 3, 4, 500,000 US dollar per year. I know it. And it's like, and he has a perfect product. He has expertise. He has all the things that he need to do. And then he's like talking with me like, yeah, I want to do this. And I also said to him, like, we can do a split deal, because I know he has something amazing in front of him. But what he had done before, he had been listening to people who don't understand the way of selling online products, like courses online. He had been listening to big investors, known people. He's a famous guy, and he knows a lot of famous guys. He have investor behind him. He had tried this out. He had outsourced how to sell this before, but to someone who was selling something else. And he's talking with me, and he's like, yeah, I want to do this with you. And then he go back to talking with his board or someone that is know better how it should be done. Well, I never done this thing. And it's frustrated me because he come back to me, no, they said, it's not working what you're saying. It's not true what you're saying. And I'm like, what? I've been teaching this for years and it's working. How can you say that? No, they say it's like, it's not working. It's not how the world are working today. What? I'm doing this weekly. It's working every week. So now they said it. So I decided that I don't want to do it. And then he takes some weeks and then he's back. He listened to a webinar with Maria again, and he's back, and he wants to talk again. And it's like, yeah, it's so great what they're doing. I want to do this. And then, yeah, cool. And then he said he's so excited, like want to do this, and he's going to this not knowing what we're talking about, how to sell online course again. I'm like, no, I want to do it. Don't want to do it. By the way, these people that didn't succeed before with me, they want to do it again. And I say, yeah, do they have a new strategy? No, it's the same thing. But they want to do it again. Okay, so why should it work now? No, they just like, yeah, they meant we have unluck. There is never unluck in business. There is no unluck in business. If things are not working and you need to change something, it's cool that sometimes it's just small things you need to change. But like trying to do this, what is this quote again? Trying to do the same thing again, and
it's crazy. The craziness is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results. It's something like that from Einstein.
Yeah. So, and I know that I have family, I have friend that doesn't understand what Maria and me are doing. They have no idea, and they are going to give us advice. And the advice is like far away from what we are doing. Far distant. No, because they don't understand what we are doing. So we need to find. That sounds like me sometimes.
and I want to say, so what I did when I wanted to start as an entrepreneur, I didn't know that many entrepreneurs, honestly. Like I wanted to be a coach and I wanted to be a speaker because I had this urge to talk. I don't know where it came from. And I also had an experience for myself where I was at a coach and I just got like a huge transformation in only 1 hour. And I thought I want to do this for other people. So I wanted to start my own business, but I didn't have people around me that knew what I was doing. And I didn't have people around me that did what I wanted to do. So I felt really, really, really lonely. And this is something that we hear again and again and again from our clients and from potential clients and people that are on our webinars and on our Facebook ads. Like, it's so lonely to be an entrepreneur because most of the people around us, if you're not a very special person that has a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, for many of us, most of the people around us aren't entrepreneurs and they have no idea what we're doing. So they're trying to be helpful and they're trying to be nice and they're trying to support us, or maybe they aren't, but they don't understand what we're doing. So they can't really give us advice. So instead of maybe telling us like, wow, it's so cool that you want to start your own business, they're like, wouldn't it be better to get a job? Wouldn't it be better to do this? Wouldn't it be better to whatever? And it is not necessarily because they don't want us to succeed or they want us to go for our dream. It's because they don't understand. And maybe they're fearful. And if they're fearful, it's so easy that they make us fearful. Or, of course, we choose to be fearful or take their fear. But honestly, it isn't the best way of building a business to have a lot of people around you saying, no, this can't be done. Can't you just get a job? What about this? Isn't this better? Like, why are you doing this thing again? And I know for our families, they aren't entrepreneurs and they love us, but sometimes they're not understanding what we are doing. And for me, it took a long time before my closest family understand what I'm doing. And I don't know if they really still do that. So of course, what is much better is actually finding those peers, finding other people that are doing similar things. And this is part of why we want to create this event. It's because, and for me, it was life-changing the first time I got to an event and I actually met a lot of like crazy entrepreneurial people that have big dreams and want to earn a lot of money and make a difference. And I met those and I'm like, wow, they're like me. And I feel so much more at home. So when we do this event, one of our big motivation is just to create that community of people that are selling knowledge online, because many of many of us are solopreneurs. We were just the two of us in the beginning. And although we had each other, it was still lonely because we didn't have anyone else. And now we have a team. But there's this very, very special and cool thing about having other people around you that do similar things. And what we see So we have clients selling knowledge online, but in totally different fields. Like we have dog trainers, we have piano teachers, we have art teachers, we have business consultants, we have like those were the ones that came up from the top of my head.
Yeah.
I know you can create a much longer list.
I just have one brain cell.
But so even though our niches and what we sell are totally different, many of the methods are the same, many of the challenges are the same, many of the things that we go through are the same or similar, and that's why it's so nice to have that network of people.
Nigel is asking, do you have an affiliate program for your products? Yeah, we have an affiliate program. Just contact us and we can help you to setting it up if you want to sell our products. Even the free tickets you can get affiliate deal on. Maybe someone will upgrade, because there is a possibility to upgrade even if you sign up for a free ticket. But anyway, sign up for a free ticket. And I want to take an extra point. That was not of the 5 points that Maria wanted. So I'm putting in a point now. Because
this is 0.4.5.
because one of my, yeah, this is 0.4, 3.5, 4.5. So one of my thing, I have been an entrepreneur all my life. And I remember early in my career, I took entrepreneurship so seriously. It was like, if we went bankrupt for like 5-6 years ago. I remember how serious I took it. It was like life was falling away. My life, Petter Erik was disappearing. He was dead. He was like, I took it so serious. So when I started up again, I find out like, hey, I can't take this as serious. It's just a business. It's not my life. It's nothing else than that. And one of the speakers we have, and she's so amazing, Molly Pittman, she's the world best marketer when it comes to Facebook ads. And on top of that, she's so funny. She's like, when you listen to her, you will laugh, and she's laughing all the time. But I asked her about some question about Facebook advertising and what is special this year. And you know, the thing with Facebook advertising is one of the problems is like your Facebook ad account can be locked down by Facebook. It's happened all the time. But I'm listening to entrepreneurs every week, like when it happened, it's like, oh, my Facebook ad account is blocked. I cannot do anything. My business is over. My life is over. I don't know. I'm frustrated. I can't sleep in the night. Life is over. And when I talk with her, she's like, yeah, that's happened. It will happen. Yeah, it will happen again. And it will happen again. And for us, it's the same thing. But she said like, but you know, if you take that Facebook ad account so serious, I don't take it like a game, because that's how I look at entrepreneurship. It's a game. Instead of sitting with a mobile phone and playing a boring game on your mobile and be addicted to a game, be addicted to the entrepreneur game. There is always, so when a Facebook ad account get blocked down, it's the level. You're on the level that, oh, no, it's blocked out. No, they're trying to figure it out. I'm always
It's like the ghosts in Pac-Man. You just have to find a way to escape them.
Yeah.
And go around them and get to the other side or something.
And how longer time you're waiting to getting up again so you can play the game again, longer time you will feel depressed and not making money. So I just like what she said, because she's talking exactly about how I look at entrepreneurs. Don't take it so serious. Molly Pittman, she's famous all over the world. And she said, you know, my business is my name. But if I think about Molly Pittman like the famous marketing person and Molly Pittman like a private person, if I combine them, I go crazy. There's like two different things. My business is one thing and my life is one thing. And when I do a mistake in my business, it's not Molly Pittman who do that mistake. It's in my business, so I can just separate from it. And I think so many are, and if you start to look at entrepreneurship and your business like more playing a game, having fun with it, it will be challenges. I don't think there is any more challenges you can get in life than being an entrepreneur, because surprises is always coming. And for me, it's also like a test. They're going to test me if I can go to the next level. It's like, yeah, so I think like that's one of the points that's not here. Don't take it so serious. If you are less serious you take it, of course you need to do the things you should do. You need to deliver a thing. But if everything is so serious, if you can't smile about it, if you can't have fun with it, if you can't have fun with yourself, if you're doing something terrible, doesn't mean that you don't learn from it and not will do it again. But if you take it too serious, it will be so boring and so frustrating. And you're talking about burnout. I don't think it's possible to get burnout if you look at entrepreneurship like a game. not like your life, not like that. If you look at a game like, so why are you playing, what is the game that we are playing on the mobile? There is so many.
Candy Crush?
Candy Crush, if you're playing Candy Crush, you're not like going to bed and feeling like you're a terrible person if you're not getting enter. It's like the same thing with entrepreneurship and your online business. It's like, don't take it so serious.
I want all of you that are new on the session, just give us a like or a comment or a heart or anything if you find it interesting. And I also want to, because that was actually one of the things when we wrote the book, when we wrote our book. That was because Petter Erik was looking at our business as a game. And he was looking at all the big marketers in the world and he was like, everyone has a book. We need a book. We need to have a book. So let's write a book. And we wrote a book and we're quite proud of it. But the reason why I took it wasn't to brag about the book, but it was because Petter Erik had this is the next level in our game. Like, we need to have a book to get to the next level in our marketing game. And now, so when we do now the virtual event, that's kind of the next level in our marketing game. And we're always looking to see what are the challenges, what are the things we need to figure out on this level. And now on this level that we are at with the virtual event, we had to figure out that we needed to give free tickets instead of selling the tickets. And there will be still possible to upgrade the tickets. But anyway, there are free tickets. So if you haven't got a ticket, please do now. So I don't know the name here, but somebody says, I'm starting a novel hybrid business consultancy and cutting edge digital solutions, recruitment with partners online. That's good. Valentino is saying, you have a lot of knowledge and love your Scandinavian style. So
that's cool because I feel Asian after living at 3.5 years. Some will say so yeah.
And it's actually quite cool because part of marketing, part of selling your knowledge online is to figure out who you are and how you're different from the competitors. This is either not in our bullets, but we had a guy on one of our webinars and he said on the webinar, I love your no-nonsense Nordic approach. So he said, I love your no-nonsense Nordic approach. And we were like, wow, that's cool. Let's use it. So now we use that in marketing. We are teaching you the no-nonsense Nordic approach because somehow it's different. Somehow that is saying something about who we are and what kind of style we have. And for me, I love that. Like, I don't want to be a nonsense approach. I want to be able to tell you how things are and tell you the truth and tell you there will be hard work involved if you want to build a business. And there will be so some people make it sound so easy. And yeah, maybe it isn't that hard if you're willing to do the job, but you still have to do the job. And it never, any business won't fall down on your head and suddenly you have a business. You need to work for it. You need to do the job. You need to do the steps involved. Cool. So, thank you.
Nigel was asking some question up there.
I have a problem with translating to Swedish. Is that a question? So Nigel, is that because you have a business in Swedish and English? We are doing our business in Norwegian and Swedish and English. And most of the things we are translating and we have people doing it for us. And sometimes we're just running English to everything. If you have a pressure on getting things out there, we just send emails in English to everyone. And for our niche, that works really well.
And there was Nigel is also, oh, that's cool. Your Facebook account is locked for life. We are spending 30,000 euro per month in Facebook, or not only Facebook, YouTube also. But most is Facebook ads. And I cannot run ads for 1.5 years. My personal private Facebook account is blocked for running ads. That's how stupid Facebook are. I also talked with Molly about this because she said look at us, or she's even running smart marketers. She's using $1 million per month or something in Facebook ads. And she's like, Facebook is the only company in the world who don't have a support for people spending $1 million per month. They are crazy. But the thing is there is always a way. That's the thing. There is always a way how you can get this. You can get a friend to open a new account for you. You can get someone else. You need to figure out what to do. Don't give up. Don't think about again, play with it. There is always a solution. So for me, I have others running the ads now. We have find others doing it. I can still check it. I can still get update if I really want to have update on how to run ads are running, but there is always a way to do it.
And we also had to start a new page because the first page was blocked from running ads. So it is a game, and you try to figure out new solutions. I want to talk about the fifth point that we have, and that is to try to do it on your own. And I know why a lot of people are trying to do things on their own, because they want to save money. They want to maybe be independent. Maybe that's their idea of building a business, is to kind of be on their own and do things by themselves, because that gives you a lot of freedom. But honestly, trying to do things on your own is the worst thing you can do. And we have a story where we had to bankrupt our old company. And one of the biggest learnings for us from that was, why didn't we ask for help earlier? Why didn't we ask for help earlier? Not only were there people out there that were able to help us, and they were willing to help us, and they even offered to help us, and we didn't take that possibility to get help. And also, we weren't nearly as conscious as we are now to actually invest in help. Since we started this business, we have invested so much money. I don't have the exact number, maybe you do, in getting help and business mentors and people that can show us the way, because it's just so much quicker. So I'm not saying that trying to figure things out on your own isn't working. For some people, they can figure things out on their own, but usually the time that you save and the frustration that you save and the mistakes that you do, like, it's so much easier and it's so much quicker to actually also invest money in getting help.
And I remember when I started the first company I did was a computer company. And 5-6 years after, I went to my first sales and marketing conference. Well, that was with Tony Robbins. And I think it cost like $6,000-7,000 or euro or something like that. It was a lot of money for me. And I remember I was sitting on this marketing conference for 4 days. I was just thinking, why didn't I do this when I started up? Because I saw how much money it was, like $7,000 or something. And okay, $7,000 is a lot when you start up a company. But if I went back 7 years and I could count how much time I did on things that I could have spent on other things that could have generated much more money than the 6,000-7,000. How much time or how many bad decisions I made that I learned on that marketing course that I shouldn't do because I want to do it by myself. And I also think that this is back to the point I had with the game. So if you're playing a game, if you go online and you want to cheat, you can play a game and you can just Google YouTube. How do I get over this level on what was the game you talked about before?
Candy Crush?
Candy Crush. How do I manage this on Candy Crush? And it's the same with entrepreneurship. It's the same with building online business. How can I get up to the next level? And there is always a next level. I think we have spent this year and last year, we spent around 100,000 euro per year in consulting, coaching and help. And I think that that's part of what make us always also building and growing and all these things. We are together with entrepreneurs in a mastermind with Todd Brown, that there is people with 8-figure business, like having 100 million Norwegian kroner and 10 million euro in revenue each year. And that makes my mindset totally shift when I'm around people like that and get advice from them. That's also make us getting to the next level. And I think we also have it in our values in the company. Growth mindset and one step ahead. And I also think that we always try to be one step ahead so we get up to the next level. Of course, we are struggling sometimes. The event didn't go well for us with selling tickets. That's why we're giving away free tickets now. So register and get a free ticket. Tony Robbins is a legend, that's true. So go to awesomevent.com and get a free ticket to our 3 days live conference. And that's also, you will meet a lot of other people that are on your same level that could be your gaming partners in this thing.
And if the link is not still working, let us know. We need to get you into that free ticket. For those of you already registered, please let us know. And do you have any questions? So the 5 mistakes, if I'm allowed to sum them up, is the first one is lack of decision. So that means you haven't made that emotional decision that this is what you want to be doing and you're willing to do the job. So the second is not willing to do the job, which of course is related to that decision that you make. And the third mistake is not knowing your numbers, which is makes it really impossible to steer. Like if you were on a boat and you didn't have a compass and you didn't know where you were going, how could you steer? You really need to know your numbers, and you need to have a way of actually knowing what is going on so you can make decisions based on data. And this is hard for many of us because we tend to make just decisions on emotions or our feeling of how things are going, and sometimes those aren't accurate at all.
So we got a question there. I think that's maybe, I don't know what it is, because I think we talked about two things. But my personal Facebook account is not allowed to run ads. That means I cannot click on start this ad and stop this ad. I can see ads in the ad account, but I cannot do it. The reason what happened is like 1.5 years ago. So Facebook changed their way of doing ads, and the main reason is this Cambridge Analytica. If I heard about that, because the vote with, and there was a lot of scandals around that Cambridge Analytica was analyzing people and trying to run ads for them. So after that, Facebook started to be more hard with how to run ads. So before we could use word like, hey, you are a coach and don't get client, click here. That was how you could run ads, like really hard way of telling it. And also in the marketing world is the right way to do it. But Facebook got a lot of complaint for Cambridge Analytica, and they decided to change totally how they should do ads. And also, Facebook is a social media platform. So when it comes to social media, if you see like, hey, you are coach and consult, and if someone else see that ad, they will just click.
And aren't coach and consult.
They will click like, not for me. So Facebook want to be a social media and don't want to get people pissed on the platform, because it's not, when I am an advertiser, it's not me who are advertising and they are looking for me. They are on Facebook because they like Facebook. And if people doesn't like Facebook anymore, they will start to do other things. So what happened for us is like we didn't adjust ads so fast. So my account was blocked because I was too direct in the language, and we was running this over a year. So they just blocked it, and they don't have any customer service. Even if we are running ads for 30,000 euro, they don't want to open my personal account so I can run ads, click on and off. They don't care about it. But there is ways to do it. So that was happen with my account. How to run ads right now. Now we get a tips. We was not going to talk about this, but it's all about storytelling. So what we have seen is like, if you can make ads that looks like a post, if there is something personal you want to write that you are engaging, you are passionate about, something you like, how do you write it then? Don't think about this is an ad, this is something advertising for a webinar or for a course or for a coach or for a consultant. Think about how do you write something that you want to share, that people like and share. And the thing is like more people like and share and comment on your ads, the better they are. So that's the new thing, or it's not new anymore. There's like 2-3 years ago it started, but it's like how you can do it. So yeah.
I love your TV studio. It looks very cozy. So what is actually really funny, Maha, was that we have one of our Norwegian friends. So we have 2 Norwegian friends living in Hoi An, and one of them were here before we came, and the other one came here after. But actually one of our Norwegian friends went out and did some shopping to fill all the space behind there, because we couldn't manage and get ourselves to do it. And this is how we run the business. We just delegate everything that we aren't good at. But yeah, now we can have TV production here actually.
Yeah,
yep.
We can.
Any questions or comments? I wanted to just sum up the last 2 ones, because I already summed up the 3 first ones. So the first one is lack of decision, not willing to do the job, not knowing the numbers. 4th is to listen to the naysayers and not have the right people around you. And the 5th one is trying to do things on your own. And honestly, also that's why we did put together this event, was because we took some of our best mentors and we took some of the people that we know in Scandinavia that's already crushing their online business, and we're interviewing them to make them, or Petter Erik is interviewing them to make them give you their best tip on their fields. So we have Molly Pittman, she's talking about ads. We have Rich Sheffran, he's talking about the future on marketing, and he's also talking about how to build a business around your worst self. Because most of us aren't our best self all the time. So if we can actually build a business that's stable also around our worst self, that is much better. We have Todd Brown. Can you fill me in here, Petter Erik?
Oh, he's talking about, so many of us, we think like marketing is about creating one campaign or making one webinar, and then it's like, oh, I done this thing. Marketing is like the thing, even with us and other really superstar marketer, we don't know what works before we test it. It's like we have tried everything. We can go back to this event because now we're just showing the event. But we believe that 47 euro for a ticket to this event will sell out 1,000 tickets easy because we have so much, and it's like 47 euro is nothing in point of the value we are giving. We are like, these 3 days is the best tips is from world-class speakers. What is working today? It's not something old or something like that. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs sitting home now. So that's also why we created this networking session. So we believe that, but the market say, no, we don't want to pay it. So we need to change. And now we are changing to free ticket. But what Todd Brown is going to talk about, there is like to hitting your home run marketing campaign. And to do that, it's not to test one. You need to test and find out. And if something is not working, you need to be ready to change and change fast. Don't change in 1 year time. If something is not working, you should not figure it out. Oh, I remember I was reading this book about just another way of looking at this. The marketing guy in Coca-Cola in the 80s or 90s, he changed Coca-Cola so much. And he made I think it was a Sprite commercial that everyone loved, and they was talking about it, and there was like, I think it was something they was doing in there, so everyone started to dance the dance they did in this Sprite commercial, and they run it for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks they say, we take it off. And everyone in the marketing department was like, everyone is talking about it, they love it, they like, yeah, but look at our numbers, back to the numbers, we are not selling more. So we go back to the old Sprite commercial. That was selling more. Okay, people doesn't talk, they don't dance. But what we are doing with marketing is to sell. So if something are not working, we need to change it.
So the link to register is awesomevent.com/new. If somebody haven't figured that out, Yvonne is asking for an invoice. You need to send us an email. We can probably fix it. I also wanted to just mention, so we do have a lot of people ask us about LinkedIn, because a lot of people want to sell to professionals or businesses, and they think that LinkedIn is a great platform. And yes, LinkedIn is a great platform. So we also have one of the most foremost LinkedIn guys in the world who's going to talk about how you use LinkedIn to spread your message and get sales.
So if you have heard about Prince EA, or you have heard about Russell Brunson, who are also one of the famous marketer, or I heard what more have we? It's like the biggest influencers in the world that go viral. He's working with them on LinkedIn. He's helping them to create an audience on LinkedIn. So this is the best how to help you to influence or build an influencer status on LinkedIn. He will talk and help you with that in the event, and it's an interview with me, so I'm interviewing, so I'm asking is the question that you need to know how you should go the best value. So we can't, the good thing with what I find out when I'm interviewing all these speakers, because then I will get the gold nuggets. If not, they can't stop answering a question if I want to know something that is a secret and what is working now. That's why the interview style is so good with this event.
So Jeanette is saying, we are working now as we speak with a campaign that didn't sell, thanks to your experts. We have now turned it around and try again. That's amazing, Jeanette. And this is what we need to do. Sometimes we just need to change things and try again and not give up. And that's what will give us the results. And that's why we are succeeding, is because we're just really, really stubborn. We're not giving up. So I hope...
Last year was our best year ever. But to be honest, I've never done so many mistakes like last year. So doing mistakes is also about, if you're playing a game to get to the next level, you need to do mistakes. You need to try again, and try again, and try again. And you get a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further, and then you're on the next level.
So we also have Brian Main, who is one of our friends and also a huge mentor on goal setting. And he will talk about how to reach your goals in marketing. And then we do have We have some successful Norwegian and Scandinavian entrepreneurs, and we do have some people from our team who's going to share also how you can work with your clients to get results. We're going to talk about YouTube ads. So what we have tried to do is to put everything that you need to know right now to be focusing on your business, getting the results you want, getting out to more people. We try to pack everything into 3 days, and it's going to be really, really amazing. And of course, there's a lot of content, and we hope that many people will sit and binge watch the interviews with us. But also, if you don't want to binge watch it, or if the weather is getting better and you want to be out, it's possible to get the recordings as well, so that you can actually watch them later and not having to sit in the front of the computer for 8 hours, time 3 days. That said, we will be active in the chat box. We will, the whole team will be there. We will have Q&A sessions and things during the event. So to get the most out of it, it's better to be there. But of course, we know life is life. Sometimes it's not possible to sit in front of the computer 3 days in a row.
So if you need the extra package offer, if you have done that, just you will get it on email. And if you don't get it, just send us an email, and the accountant department or the finance department will send you an invoice, so no problem.
And I love this, Jeanette. So Jeanette is saying it's much more fun to do mistakes as an entrepreneur than working for others. And I do agree. And that's also one of the great things, that we can actually learn so much more because we run our own businesses, and we can make the choices that we want to, and we can test things out. And not all companies are open to that.
That's also cool to be an entrepreneur, because no one, the only one you can be pissed on you if you do something wrong is yourself. So that's good with being an entrepreneur.
Yes. Do you have more questions or comments, or do you want to tag a friend that should come to the event with you, or anything you want to say? So please do it now. I can stay longer. Petter Erik has 14 more minutes before he has to be on a call, but I can stay here if we have something to talk about.
Ask her questions.
And I can talk more. I can talk about a lot of stuff. But then you have to ask me some questions. So has it been interesting today, and do you feel inspired? Honestly, as entrepreneurs, we need people to inspire us. We need people to get us focused. We need people to keep us on track. We do that all the time. We have our mentors keeping us on track, and we see that for our clients. Sometimes it's just meeting another person and having a conversation and sharing experiences, and you're just like, woohoo, now I'm ready for the next challenge. And sometimes we just sit around in our own corner and trying to figure things out on our own, and that's not the best way to do it. Honestly, always reach out. And we want to create a community. We want to create a community of people that help each other and are open and that shares. And this is also one of AweSM's value, is open and honest. And we want to, and it has to do with the no Nordic nonsense approach that I talked about before, that we have decided that we will share everything. So we are sharing how it goes. Like now we're sharing the reason why we started to sell tickets, and now we're giving away tickets, and there's a reason, and we share it because there's learning for us and there's learning for everyone. Somebody says you seem a bit closed, your arms closed. Is that you, Petter Erik?
That's me. I don't think it's
like this.
Yeah, I'm doing like this.
The missing link is the understanding what holds you back. You know the theories, you can even teach them, but how's your subconscious messing with you, and how to deal with the missing link? And Rosanna, thank you for mentioning that, because that's also something that we will talk about in the event. So I'm not a psychologist, and I never pretend to be, but we know a lot about what challenges, what subconscious beliefs, whatever our clients are up to when they try to build a business and haven't done it before. We know it from our own experience, and this is something that we also are talking a lot about, because I do agree with you. Sometimes we know the strategies, but we're not doing it, and that's so one of the reasons why I do this is because I find that part of teaching entrepreneurship is so really interesting, because sometimes it isn't just about having the strategy to do things. It's actually also getting help to find the guts to do it, and to stand in the uncomfortableness of doing things that you haven't done before. And this is so when we have clients in our courses, we work a lot on those things. We are not psychologists, and we're not trying to be, but we see again and again that the challenges that people have are the same. Like we all have these, I don't know if you want to admit it, but we all have these subconscious fears or limitations that sometimes get up and trying to get us out of things. At least most of us have them. I sometimes think that Petter Erik don't have any limiting beliefs, but he probably has. And for me, the first step is just talking about it and making it normal, because we all do have them. And when we see that other people are also up to the same challenges or the same things, we can actually work around them. And we can, at least for me, when I understood that I wasn't the only person having those limiting beliefs, it took off a lot of shame, and that also made it easier for me to actually start to change things. Okay, so we have some questions. Yes.
Yes.
Much more open minds. The feeling in email support link didn't work. Give me a different seminar, not the event. Okay, so the link is www.awesomevent.com/new, and if that isn't working, type it in the chat. Type it in the URL field on your browser. Maybe you can try it without the www. It works with me, so I don't understand why it isn't working with you. This is
so
the link
click
to
on the link that Maria posted now and tell us if it doesn't work, or if it works right, it works. Yeah, and also there is many ways to look at these limiting beliefs, but for me it's all about don't take it so serious. That's like the point. That's why I'm talking about how entrepreneurship is a game. It's just like something you're doing. It's not a part of, because if you talk about limiting belief and all this thing, you start to take it too serious. It's like you believe that your business is yourself. Instead of thinking about the business is one thing, the other thing is yourself. So I think like maybe it's explained another way, but for me it's more like having fun with it. And also I like what Magnus Carlsen have in this. I'm referring to this quote all the time because you have a book in Norwegian called Vinnerskaller, which is like in English it would be like Winner Minds. And there was a book, I think it's 10 years ago, where they took a lot of sports athletes in Norway and they made a book of it and took some quotes from each of them. And Magnus Carlsen said, my normal is to win a chess game. If I don't win, I need to play again. So I get to the normal, because the normal is winning. And I think the same is really good when it comes to entrepreneurship. My normal is to win in a marketing campaign. If I don't win, I need to change and do it again, instead of sitting down and crying and, oh, I need to wait, or I need to change strategy. And basically, when you're building a business, there's always these small changes that do the big thing. I see so many things like a new person to work with, a new funnel, a new way of doing Facebook ads, changing from Facebook to YouTube ads. Like all these big changes is not what helps you. The thing what helps you is the small changes, and just continue in what you're doing and doing small changes and try again.
So Yvonne is also asking what kind of platform are we using now on Facebook. We are using a platform called StreamYard, which allows us to show the comments and put the banners and put our names and look cool. And then we have this thing here that can actually switch between cameras.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
and I need to change my...
That's part of Petter Erik's favorite thing.
You also like it because you're using it.
I like it. If you need to change your mindset and think everything is figure outable. Yeah, that's Marie Follier. That's great. That's definitely a great saying, or a great way to think about it, because it is like we have a great mind and we can figure things out. Can I write it down? The platform is called StreamYard. I think it says about the video as well. Okay, so any last questions, comments, remarks, ideas, requests before we end? So limiting beliefs can easily be fixed through hypnosis. Hank, that's probably true. Is Hank working with that?
Hmm.
Yep. That's great. There are a lot of ways to fix limiting beliefs. And yes, I do think hypnosis works. I haven't been using it. Are you starting a Norwegian community down there? That's a funny question, Rosanna. We are... like Petter Erik had actually a session in our membership that we closed down where he said, like, don't come to Vietnam because one of the reasons why we moved here was so that we could get away from all the Norwegians, all the Scandinavian mindset. But definitely, like, we love entrepreneurs, also the Norwegian ones, and we love this place that we are now because there's a lot of entrepreneurs and there's a lot of openness. Maybe that isn't so much where we grew up. That said, we are not aiming to build a Norwegian community. We know that we have a lot of people wanting to come to visit us, and we had people come and visit us, and we got to know this guy, Tommy, who has been here for 20 years, and then one of my previous co-workers, or a woman I knew from before, she actually moved there after we moved there. So we have a small community, and we do celebrate 17th of May. But we're not aiming to grow a big Norwegian community.
We are not many Norwegian. I think it's 5 Norwegian here we are living. Like 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. There is 5 Norwegian in the area of like where we're living. And I heard someone say that there is maximum 100 Norwegian in all over Vietnam. We are living in a small little town, so there's not many here. Maybe it's more in Saigon and Hanoi. But someone said that there is maximum 100. And we're also talking with the Norwegian Embassy and also Innovation Norge or Innovation Norway. So they also know that there's not many Norwegian in Vietnam. So
Yvonne is asking, I missed the beginning, is it recorded? Yes, it is. So when we are finished, you can watch the recording at the same link, probably.
I need to go now.
Petter Erik needs to go, so I'll do like this. And then I'll just stay here for a couple of more minutes to summarize and to see if there are more questions. Perhaps you could arrange a training course in Vietnam. So we actually did. We have had 4 or 5 different workshops that was happening here in Vietnam, where we help people in 1 week to build a webinar funnel. So we have actually been doing physical workshops down here when people flew in from Scandinavia to come and work with us. And it was really fun, but it was also really, really time consuming for us and the team. So we're not sure if we want to do it again, because now, apparently, of course, we aren't doing it at this time. There are more and more considering moving from Norway. Make a directory on how to live there. Yes, that's true, Rosanna. I have been thinking about it, like creating some kind of program to also a tropical living, because I was not prepared for tropical living when I came from Norway and started to live here. Okay, great. So I just wanted to thank you for your time and thank you for interacting. And again, we are doing free tickets for the AweSM event. So if you haven't registered yet, get your free ticket at awesomevent.com/new. And when you have registered your free ticket, you can upgrade if you want more access to more things. And you will see that on the page. And if there's any errors on the page right now, it's because we just changed it because we needed to change the strategy. And for all of you who bought tickets before, you will get more than you were offered at that time. So don't worry, it's going to be worth it. We are really much looking forward to the event. It's like there's so much great content from the speakers, from Petter Erik and I. There will be interaction with the other people that are registered. We do have a closed Facebook group. So for everyone that registers now, you get immediate access to the Facebook group, and the networking is already started. So I highly recommend getting in now. And again, it's free, so there's nothing to lose really. So just go and do that. And also, please do help us to share if you have somebody that would benefit from 3 days of like world-class knowledge in how to sell and market and build a business around your knowledge. So please do that. And thank you for joining and have an amazing day. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.